Tuesday, another edition of Focus TV. We got Tania White here, Cardell Dudley, Wilson Tarpey Jr., and we have members from the Largo girls basketball team here, along with their head coach. Gonna talk to them in our second segment. First segment, Cardell this weekend, been catching up on GW, and then we'll talk a little All-Star game, and we got rapid fire. So.
Yeah, thank you. But I definitely had a chance to get back to GW. It's been a while. They've been in a kind of a little slump, kind of playing a lot of first-year players or whatnot. This weekend, Saturday, they hosted VCU, which is a rivalry game. Most people don't know, even though the Colonials are 12 and 15, it's still a rivalry game because most of the time they have to go through one another to get out the conference. And GW handled business. They were led by senior forward Utah Watanabe, who scored the game high 23 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, and freshman guard out of Mount Carmel, most people know MIAA, Terry Nolan Jr. added 18 points, and GW cruised the 80-56 win over VCU. They avenged their earlier loss on January 20th when they went down to VCU and lost 87-63, and it was pretty much from start to finish, it was dominance. They jumped on them early. Terry Nolan hit a couple threes to kind of spark them, and the floodgates just opened. I think they shot about 53% for the game, and VCU couldn't do anything. No matter what they tried, their shots wasn't falling. They couldn't stop their execution. They were turning the ball over. Their leading scorer, Justin Tillman, who came in averaging 19 and 9 on the season, he finished with 11 and 13 rebounds. They swarmed him, and no one else stepped up. And it was a pretty good win, a win that they needed because. Like I said, it's been a tough season with a new cast of players. With Tyler Kavanaugh and all the guys graduating last year, so they trying to get a new group ready, and they starting to show promise as conference tournament come. And that's a good sign.
What do they look like? You talk about the conference tournament. What do they look like in conference play so far? What's the record in conference?
I think they're about 5-8 right now. I mean, they're below 500. Like I said, they've been struggling. They beat UMass the other night, which was good. But against the top-tier teams like Rhode Island, which you're going to hear a lot about come March in the NCAA tournament, St. Bonaventure, where they got a dominant backcourt themselves. They're just more experienced. They're deeper. They got a lot of older players, juniors and seniors. And, GW freshmen have to learn. They playing with a lot of freshmen and sophomores that are getting major minutes. And that's kind of what, is holding them up so far. But they're learning on the fly. So, I like what I'm kind of see as they get in conference play. I think the A-10 tournament starting in a couple weeks on March 9th.
It's here, right?
Yeah, it's at the Capital One Arena. So, as they continue to get better, as they close out the season, they might be able to, spark and run, and, make a run for the championship.
All right, as far as their resume goes, so do they have to go deep into the conference tournament to get in the tournament?
Yeah, for sure.
They got to win it after.
There's no doubt. They got to win it. There's no doubt. Yeah, they got to win.
For Watanabe, is his senior year?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's definitely on the NBA radar. I think he's going to have to go to Portsmouth a lot like what Kavanaugh did and show what he could do. But he has a lot of promise. I know there's been scouts there the past 2 years, every game watching him. So he's definitely on the radar. I know talking to, certain scouts that I know, they worried about his strength a little bit. But his versatility and size at 6'9", being able to do everything is what they love about him. And you can improve strength, so that's not something that will, keep him out. He just got a ball, if he end up in Portsmouth, if you're going to, draft camps, work out for teams, he got a ball out, so he can move up that draft board, try to get a look.
All right. Well, it's been kind of quiet for us during All-Star break, so we have much, much more next week. Everything's ramping back up this week, so All-Star break is pretty much officially over on Thursday. Wiz has got a couple home games. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the show. Thank you for watching. Thanks for tuning in to The Focus. We're going to be right back, and we're going to start talking to the Largo girls basketball team. Welcome back to The Focus. As we told you guys, we are joined by the members of the Largo girls basketball team. We have the head coach and 3 senior players. So, Coach, I'm going to start with you. I know you say you want so many questions, but we got to start with you. 13 years, 5 trips to the state championship game. You just talk about what it's like to build a program, and another thing, just to sustain it, just the challenges of sustaining it.
I don't want to say the challenges of building a program. The program was already built with Coach Blair and his daughters prior to me getting there, or prior to me taking over after Gina, one of the daughters, left. Mm-hmm. It was just a matter of maintaining it. And I guess I've done a pretty good job maintaining it. Sent a lot of kids to college from our success and continuing that same legacy.
Do you feel any pressure about that kind of to make sure that it doesn't fall off too much under your watch?
No pressure. It's just it's like everyday work. No pressure though.
Cardell, you want to jump in?
Could have kept warm.
I'm not gonna try to ask all the questions, leave you with nothing.
But I did have a good question for you. I wanted to know, how hard is it for you to kind of program at a certain level, despite, public schools don't have the same resources as the private schools or whatnot. How tough is that to, maintain that kind of level?
It's pretty tough because you're dealing with the cards that are dealt to you. Right. The kids that come in are the kids that you deal with. It's not, you don't have that luxury, as you say, of recruiting the best athletes or whatever, but I technically feel like I have the best athletes. Y'all chose to come to Largo, so I'm going to make sure that you get everything out of it that you need to get out of it.
And do you still get the support from, the school, so to speak, that, I know you may not have the same resources, but do you get the support from the school overall, the administration, to allow you to coach and do what you need to do?
Oh, yes. Our administrative staff at Largo, they are 100% athletics and 100% girls basketball.
Okay.
Not that they're not 100% all the sports, but, they're full support of all the programs at Largo. No backlash.
Oh, you put it right back? All right, so having played for the program, what's it like turning around and trying to instill some of the same things you received in the program to these young ladies?
Oh, Jesus. I never thought that I'd be coaching at Largo. When I left Largo years ago, my intent wasn't to coach high school basketball. My intent was to go straight and coach collegiate basketball or, do something within the athletic field, maybe not even coaching. But I'm glad that I landed back at my alma mater and was able to, continue the legacy that Coach Blair and his daughters left.
Okay, this is a question for all of y'all. What makes Coach special? You can start with you.
You gotta go right there. You can't talk.
What made Coach special is she's not just a coach on the floor. She's a coach off the floor.
So short. What makes her special is that she just, like Sasha said, on the court and off the court, like she's our second mother and everything. Like no matter what we do, she always got our back.
One thing about her is that she never gives up on us. She knows what we have deep inside of us, and she knows certain ways to pull it out of us even when we don't. And she'll just always have faith even when we're down, or if we just not playing as a team. She knows that we can do something that we know that we can do, but it's not really pulling that. We're not really pulling it out, but she can actually pull it out of us. So she just never gives up on us.
Okay.
Oh, that's so sweet.
This is something I actually talked to Rob about before. With the success y'all had with the program, how come it's not as much notoriety? I feel like with the runs that y'all have had, it should be more notoriety. We'd be like, man, Largo's up here, but it's quiet. Like, if I didn't know Rob, even I wouldn't know. And I'm deep in basketball.
These are all facts.
Why you feel that for all y'all guys?
I think this area, they focus more on the private schools.
Okay.
Whereas the public schools, we put in a lot of work to develop and to groom our players to be the best that they can be. But, you know, the private schools, not trying to throw any shade to them, but they get players that are already there. You know, so they're winning with players that don't need too much fine-tuning. Whereas us public schools, we actually got to put in a little bit of work. You know, we get those 1 or 2 gyms or my 3 gyms that have it. Granted, they still need work, but, you know, we get those kids in, but the private schools, they get already made ball players.
Right.
So when it comes down to notoriety, they don't feel like the public schools can compete with the private schools, and they just go and attack the private schools and give them all the glory.
I agree with what she said. Basically, it's just like they just going into the season, they feel like, oh, it's just public schools, and like if you wasn't a contender of last year's states or states before, you're not really important. But even when we was states 2 years in a row, they still don't show us support or the publicity that we need. So therefore, it's like, oh, they don't really have any ball players. So it's just like they just put us under the radar.
Yeah, good.
I already gave Washington Post a piece of my mind.
Tania, this is a question for you. Last year you had an injury-plagued season, so what was your mindset coming in this year? Obviously, it being your last year, but you feel like, you know, I gotta give it everything I got to make sure we go on this run.
Going into the summer, I knew I had to work hard to get back to my normal self, and I knew that my teammates needed me to be the leader that I'm being for them now. So I mean, it was a rough path coming back, but thanks to my coaches of workouts in the summer and just pushing me and not giving up, it's been good. I mean, I don't know. It's just an injury. I mean, I had a bad fall, but I knew my teammates would pick me up, and they did. So therefore, it's like I knew I had to give something back to them when I do step on the court.
Okay. Question for all three of y'all. What are your thoughts on him as an assistant coach?
Don't hold back. Don't hold back.
Okay. Be free. No extra suicides coming. Y'all safe.
It's so mutual.
None of that coming.
It's like, nah. But Pettis for 4 years, he's been that coach that just been on my back. He knew what I had in me since 9th grade year, so it was like he never really gave up on me. And even the advice he do give to me, I know it's in my right interest, and I know he wouldn't tell me nothing wrong. So I mean, throughout my 4 years, he's just been that coach that always been there for me. Like when I needed a deep talk or something like that, he been there for me. So he was kind of that big brother to me for 4 years, and hopefully more.
I love you to death now. Yes, we have fights, plenty of fights. It took me 2 years just to actually listen to him coach me. Now, you know, I'm progressing more now that I'm actually listening to him and the other coaches. But it was. I'm not gonna say it was hard, but we just didn't get along. But now, we here, so we
What
good.
you do, man? Why don't y'all get along? What's wrong?
What you mean? They don't listen. They think, you know, they think we attack them because we see you know we see their potential, and we try to tap into them. So tough love, like just how we was growing up, tough love. You know, like I said, we've all dealt with it. So like I say, we just gonna give it right back because you know some of these coaches now they just gonna pat you on the way and call it a day. No, we gonna get in you and call it, and we gonna make sure that it comes out. You know.
Okay.
Anyway.
Each and every way.
Like you said, tough love. This being my first year, when I came in, I guess he yells a lot. Everybody else, but all the yelling and screaming is just love. As long as you're just hearing it, I guess you just follow along with what he's saying.
Okay. Coach, what makes each of these seniors special And how much will you lean on them in this pursuit of another state championship?
Each of them brings something different to the game,
Right.
and they bring something different to the program. All three of them have unique stories behind them, and their stories make them who they are.
Right.
And they've fought through adversity. They fought through each other. They fought through all the teams that we have gone in their 4 years, you know, just their teammates, and they fought to being the young ladies that they are now. And I think that that's enough. The fact that they still here and didn't fall to the wayside and didn't quit on me, you know, speaks volumes of their character and who they are as young ladies.
Okay. Ladies, it's for all three of y'all. Once again, what do y'all need to do to capture this state championship? I mean, the coaches, they got their expectations, but it's going to fall on y'all, so what do y'all need to do?
We all just need to be on the same page. We all know what we're all capable of and what we can do, so I think that's just about it.
Going into the playoffs, I think like everyone just needs to have a fresh mindset and forget about the regular season. Not forget about it, but learn from it. And like now we're in playoffs, so now the record is 0-0. Now it's win or go home. But at the same time, echoing what Bree said, we still need to be on the same page and understand how each other's role is on the court. So just play together.
Well, with all the tools that we've been given, as long as we follow what the coaches have been telling us throughout the entire season, I think as long as everybody does what they're supposed to do, we should be able to get the states.
Okay. And as far as colleges, what are your plans? If y'all committed, where y'all going?
Undecided.
Undecided.
I committed to Bethune-Cookman in Daytona Beach.
Okay.
Undecided.
Okay.
Undecided.
All right, Coach, very good. And Pettis talk about just how some of the private schools get ready-made players. You guys have really put in the work to develop them. Just what does it mean from a staff, from you know, you guys' standpoint to watch them go from point A to point B, and then especially the part where they realize where you guys saw them, you know, from the beginning.
Usually they don't realize until after they leave. You know, like I'll take Chance, for instance. Chance Graham, she plays for Coppin State. Chance calls me after every season or after every game, just about, and she just says thank you. And I'm sitting on the phone like, I don't know what you're talking about. Thank you for what? And she was like, just believing in me. And, you know, me, it's just something that our coaching staff just has in them. That's just something that we give to all our kids, you know, that belief. And I guess just seeing them prosper once they leave us and see what they do on the next level or whatever it is, either playing basketball in the career force or, you know, in college, just seeing them excel there that's enough gratification.
Pettis, do you have any follow-up? Or?
No, same thing. Piggyback off her. I mean, you know, just seeing all of our underrated players do a lot of great things in college. You know,
A lot of emphasis on that underrated there.
yeah, because that's her title. But it's just seeing them prosper. You know, after high school. You know, a lot of piggyback on what she said. A lot of kids we get are the throwaway kids. Unfortunately, is what we call them because that's how they're looked at.
They don't want them.
They don't want them. So, you know.
So y'all put the work and develop them,
Yeah.
and they come calling again.
Yeah, they come calling. Calling. The schools trying to take them.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's like, you know, it just having them stay with us for 4 years, then go to college and just, you know, and just come back and be like, you know, for a second game of the season, we had 9 girls come back, and it was like, yo, they was there to support.
Right.
Like saying, like I said, all our girls always come back. If they're playing, they come back. So it's like we built a family. So it's just great seeing them come back and just like, you know what, we know we were jerks, but we thank you. That's the best part, just to hear them say thank you.
All right. Cardell, you had anything else?
Nah, that's it.
All right, we want to thank you guys for coming in. Obviously, none of our guests get to leave until they participate in rapid fire. But we got a lot more coming on tonight's show. Thank you so much for. You said what? Rapid fire?
Quick questions and answer.
No. That's it.
Okay. The guy over there got questions.
Getting y'all ready for college early.
That's a little early media training.
Are these
Little
one word
early.
answers with the rapid
It's
fire?
whatever you
I
got.
mean, it's up to you.
Whatever
If
you
you like the one word
Are we
answer.
censored? Are we still on the air?
Yeah, but in a minute you won't be. Let's take a quick break. You guys are watching Focus TV. Thank you so much, and we'll see you right after this break. They can't hear you right now.
I know. I was like, rapid fire. do.
Welcome back to the Focus. Octavia's back at the table. So that being said, spotlights on you for the moment.
Oh, I appreciate
All-Star
that.
Weekend has passed.
I mean, I'm gonna be completely honest. In my opinion, All-Star Weekend was very underwhelming for me.
I mean, everybody was getting like fake excited and fake rage about things.
I think
so.
because of the previous year, to me, like the dunk contest didn't live up to it. You know, the 3-point shootout was cool. The game was okay. I just felt like it was a lot of extra stuff that took away from the fact that it was All-Star Weekend. All these skits and productions that went on with Kevin Hart.
Fergie.
I didn't know what was happening.
Oh, that
I started
anthem.
talking about Fergie before she even like got halfway through the song, because I was like, why does it sound like she's trying to like seduce somebody as she sings the national anthem?
She failed.
It was horrible.
horrible.
That was probably one of the worst renditions I've ever seen. So they should just go ahead and just play the Whitney Houston version at all games, like across the board. Yeah, it was underwhelming for me. The game itself, I watched parts of it. I will say that when the teams were picked, I automatically thought Team LeBron would win. So I was a little, not surprised, but it was nice to see Team Steph kind of like hold their own for most of the game. They actually probably really should have won, but they didn't. So it is what it is. LeBron got another MVP for All-Star game. I think they said it's his third. But I'm just ready for the second half of the season more than anything. I'm glad All-Star is over and done with. Hopefully people will stop playing halfway and, you know, resting and playing like they don't know what they're doing or whatever. So I'm excited for the second half of the season to see what's actually going to happen.
I think we all are excited about the second half of the season. Cardell, you thought it was All-Star Weekend though?
I mean, I didn't see the dunk contest. You know, once I saw the participants.
You didn't miss anything?
I mean, I know I didn't.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah,
once I saw the lineup, I knew I wouldn't. Basically, they still trying to, you know, live up to what Levine and them did a few years ago, Gordon. You know, I saw the 3-point contest. I saw that was cool. Devin Booker went off. You know, the skills was funny. Embiid cheating. You know what I'm saying? like not going through everything. That was cool. I mean, the All-Star game, I like, at least they play defense. You know, they try to compete. You know, the last couple of years have been horrible. It's just been, I mean, they play harder in warm-ups. You know what I'm saying? They like get the NBA game seriously when they guarding one another. But at least, you know, they competed. Jimmy Butler kind of blew me. I don't understand why he didn't play.
I was about to say that. Like,
Yeah,
he didn't even play.
I mean, he shouldn't even have been there. Like, if you weren't going to
Like,
play,
he took
like,
somebody's
That's my
spot.
point.
you could have did what John did and dressed. Like, at least John was hurt. Let somebody have his spot.
And it shows like he feel like he got it like that. Because let's be for real, if Kawhi was healthy, would he have been there?
Nah, we wouldn't be thinking
You
about
know, so your spot not guaranteed. You're not LeBron and, you know, Katie West kind of penciled in every year. So you need to take advantage. And saying you tired from the season, well, all those dudes tired, man. They carrying the load too. So, you know, it is what it is. I thought that was kind of weak, but, you know, other than that, you know, typical All-Star game, at least they competed defensively.
Yeah, I was happy for like the last 7 minutes of the game where it started to sink in their heads that somebody direct deposit was going to be $100K and somebody's going to be $25K. So it was exciting to see them start to care about who was going to get a light bag or not. But yeah, I'm just ready for the second half of the season. You got the Wizards. You know, we got to talk about them every week. You know, big second half coming up.
Right.
Almost nothing but playoff teams.
Yeah.
So it's a blessing and a curse for that. Part of it is they struggle against bad teams. So the fact that there's no bad teams on the schedule, it's kind of a good thing for them. So they can't really play down anybody's level. The curse in that is nothing but good teams. You know, they can't take a night off. You know, they still got to hold down the fort until John gets back. But, you know, they control their own destiny. The East is far from being decided. So, I mean, we'll get to see how everything plays out.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I think 18 of the last 25 games are playoff teams. So, you know, they got their work cut out for them. I think John come back with the last part of March, mid-March or something like that. So they want to hold it down, keep doing what they've been doing as a team, playing as a team, moving the ball, bringing defensive intensity, 48 minutes, because they don't have much room for error. Hopefully they can get healthy. I hope Tim Frazier's back. You know, they need him. Tomas healthy, you know what I'm saying? Like, they was getting banged up at the end with they was about to bring up some G League dudes.
Yeah, they needed to break bad.
Yeah, so, and they don't get easy. I think the first game is against the Cavs. So.
Yes, the Cavs on the road.
Yeah.
Then they come back. They got a home and home.
Charlotte.
They got Charlotte in the process on Sunday.
And then
They
the
have a lot
Warriors
of
come to
people.
town. So
Following Tuesday, yeah.
Yeah, so it's gonna be real off the break.
Cavs, Hornets, Sixers, Bucks, Warriors.
And
You got
The next
Giannis again,
five.
who's done what he wanted the past couple matchups. So
You know,
And then the Raptors.
so they gotta bring it right away. I mean, they lose a few games, they be out of the playoffs. So
Real quick.
you gonna see.
yeah, so we'll have a lot coming on next week's show with the second half of the season starting. And also with college basketball, you know, we're getting towards the end of the year there as well. But rapid fire, man. So what you got for us this week?
I got a lot, man. We going first question. I'm sure y'all seen this one. Fox News anchor Laura Ingram said about LeBron James and Kevin Durant that they should shut up and dribble. You know, when they made their comments about, you know, the guy who occupies the White House and what's going on right now racially in, you know, society. What were your thoughts on that? Start with you.
Okay, I'll start. I just wish they would just stop, because at this point, I don't know why they don't realize that these athletes are not going to, that they're going to continue to say what they want to say. So just like she's an anchor, whoever she is, and she's able to say what she wants to say, that's not going to stop them from doing what they want to do. These are grown men that have political views and opinions, and they have a platform just like she has a platform. Just like there's a mic in her face every day, there's microphones, cameras in their face every day as well. So they can say and speak their piece as it is. It's just another person just trying to push their own agenda, and to me, trying to get another 5 minutes of fame, because nobody knows who she is. The only reason we know who she is because she responded to LeBron. And why are you even listening to him? Like, if you don't agree with him, why even speak on it? So it's just pointless at this point. The sad thing is it's probably something else is going to happen, and it's going to continue to build up, but hopefully it stops, but who knows?
If any you want to chime in. Not this one? All right, so it was just ignorant. She shouldn't have spoke at all. No one has an issue with her getting on TV every day spewing whatever she chooses to spew. She's spewing hate. And then secondly, you're going to turn around and ask the man to come on your show. So that's just dumb. That's not the way to do
She
that.
wants publicity, and she's trying to get her extra 15 minutes.
And all she did is, as LeBron said during All-Star Media, all you did was bring more awareness to them anyways. So it didn't really work.
And he proved his point.
Kind of sort of more important than you. And like you said, you prove his point. So it's just going back to some of the similar things with Cap. It's just, you know, you got a lot of people hating their heart, and some of them have platforms.
Right. The next question. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver floated the idea during All-Star Weekend that they would like to, you know, reseed the playoff format.
Yes.
You know, having the top 16 teams
Yes.
regardless
Yes.
of conference.
Yes.
Are y'all for that?
Yes, do what the WNBA did last year, please. Yes.
I don't see why they wouldn't at this point, because it makes for a meaningless first round for a lot of teams. And it's just like, what's the point? So I do agree that they should adopt the same WNBA standard. Like the top 16 teams, regardless of what conference you're in, goes. If the 16 teams come from the West, it is what it is. If the 16 teams come from the East, it is what it is. But, you know, I think that's a better play, because it makes them work harder and it makes them play harder for the entire season. You know, you can't just mess around and play for half a season like the Cavs did for most of this season so far, or other teams have done this year as well. So I'm all for it. Hopefully they, you know, a lot of times they talk about this stuff, they don't change it, but I will say, while Adam Silver's been here, he's talked about a lot of things and he's actually implemented them and started, you know, these things happening. So I can see it happening.
I think Adam Silver needs to contact the MPSSAA so that they can go back to seeding teams 1 through 16 and not have these sections.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they've already kind of done away with, like, the conferences. So I don't know. I mean, not the conferences, the divisions. They've already kind of done away with the divisions anyway. So I don't know why they wouldn't just go ahead and just, you know, get it over with and just continue to go.
I told you, like, yes, 800 times, so I've been waiting for it. Like, the WNBA keeps leading the way to where the NBA needs to kind of get to with some of their policies, and it's another one where they should follow.
I'm good either way. They just, either way they want to play, you know.
Yeah.
And I just think once they do that, they're gonna find something else to complain about that to travel.
True.
You know, or they, even though they done expanded the league, it starts earlier. They took away back-to-backs. They just gonna find something else to complain about. So at the end of the day, it's about just getting it done. You know, it don't matter what the seed is, and just make sure you got enough wins to be in the playoffs. So I don't see how that's really gonna change much, but you know, if it make the fans happy or whatever, I guess do what you gotta do. Trae Young, Oklahoma. We talked about this. I think they in a 6-game losing streak.
I said this last week.
Is he getting exposed right now?
I heard a yes.
Somebody said yes. We
Oh, I
go.
did.
Hey, look, the mic caught you say yes or no. You might as well follow up.
I think he's getting exposed because it's like he had all this publicity when he was scoring double digits and over 30 and 40. But if you can't maintain that, it's like, what are we being on your back for? Like, why? So it's just like, yeah, he's kind of getting exposed now because it's like now everybody's looking at him because you were scoring over 40 points, but now y'all losing and you only scoring like 20. So it's like,
He had 11 last night. They on.
I mean, I said this last week because I'm the first person to say I don't pay attention to it as much as I should. But I swear, every time I get an ESPN app and it's about Trae Young, his team loses. So I was like, okay, I mean, I heard how great he is. I've seen him play a couple times, but it's not, going into wins. And I thought wins was the most important part. So I'm not surprised because, like I said this last week. I'm pretty sure he wishes he had more wins than all them points he had these last couple games.
It's tough. Like, one of the things Cardell says all the time, sometimes scout report catches up. Like,
gonna say that too.
someone's not about to let you just get the same space you had. You gave them 40. They're not going to let you get another 40 piece. And, yeah, I mean, some of it is he is getting exposed. And that's part of, with the media, with the hype. Like, at the same time, like, should take a measured approach. It doesn't really make me change my mind on who he is as a prospect. But you got to consider the good and the bad. Also, I'm looking at his teammates. Like, if there's that much attention on him, what are y'all doing?
I mean, I watched the game. I think the scout. I thought that was on the same. I think the scouting report is catching up as far as the overall team. They're taking away pieces, and his style of play, the way he plays, the fatigue caught up, and that's why he can't shoot as well. Like I think last night he was 3 for 11. He had 11 points. He had 5 turnovers. He had 9 assists. It was a couple other guys who scored in double figures though, but against Kansas they was all over him, and they basically took everybody else out except for those 2 guys who basically ate off of garbage buckets and whatnot, and that's how Kansas won. Kansas is different because Kansas could throw so many guards at him, and people forget Malik Newman was top 5 in the country. He's a top flight guy. Like they throwing number top flight guys in their own right at him to slow him down. So right now he's fatigued. I think he just gotta pace himself, figure out another way to attack because that old style, like how he doing it, is not working. I mean, and this is why I'm cautious about comparing players to established players in the NBA, like how they were saying Steph Curry. Yeah. I'm like, look, man, Steph's special, man. That style, even he has off games, but he's also at this stage a more experienced basketball player where he understands how to adapt and make up for the fact that he may not be shooting well tonight. Trae Young has to figure that out, and that's what's kind of messing him up. And it's a process. The coach is supposed to help him out with that too. I don't really see no adjustments being made, and but I still think he, top 10 prospect. It doesn't take away from what he's done because, he's capable. But I think it's just conference play is catching up, and conference play is different from them when you catching somebody you never really play. When it's in conference, they know you, they know your system, they know what the coach is going to do. It's no surprises. So. I think he'll be fine. Hopefully, he just take a little look at himself. Like I got switch. Instead of boxing, one way, I got to switch it up to southpaw. That's how he got to look at it. Cause man, shooting those bombs, and then one thing when you missing those bombs, they're like it's long rebounds. They kind of like turnovers. And then if the other team get the rebounds, we go. And we all know he's not the best of defenders either. So it's tough for him, and he's small. So hopefully they'll get it together, but we'll see, man. It's just, they got to figure it out. It's a tough little spell. Wilson, this one for you. Reports say Charlotte is unlikely to bring back GM Rich Cho on a new contract next season. And Jordan looking at Mitch Kupchak. What do you think? You think it's time, or you think they should give him more time?
Nah, they got to. He's out of time. Some of them contracts he handed out, that's literally the reason they're cap strapped. That's literally the reason some people started to trade Kemba talks, which was preposterous anyways. But the only reason you talked about it was your best players, literally your 6th or 7th highest paid player on your team. As a small market team like Charlotte, that's absurd. Like, you really messed up the books. Nick Batum hasn't been healthy since his first year in Charlotte. That man's contract is ridiculous for someone who's never there. Dwight Howard, I mean, he's earned his money this year, so I have an issue with him. But you got MKG, who you gave an extension to way too early for no reason. No knock on him. It's just a bad fit. Like, I think he'd fit there if you built the rest of the team up, you didn't. So he sticks out like a sore thumb. You play 4-on-5 offense. Jeremy Lamb contract, I don't mind too much, but you gave Cody Zeller $70 million for no good reason at all. You drafted Frank Kaminsky. So, like, you look up and down at Ross, you got like 4 solid pieces.
Right.
Yeah, he got to be fired. I don't like the Mitch Kupchak thing
That's
initially,
North Carolina,
but, I mean, you know, we don't know how much influence Mike got, so we'll keep it. Like, I'll get over it, but he got to
I
go.
agree with him. It's his team, so you know.
Nah, he got to go.
I was like, yeah, you said they gave Cody Zeller how much?
He got 5 years, $78 million
Yeah, about that.
for nothing. Nothing.
I'm curious.
Oh, yeah.
That's like $20,000 a year right there.
Yeah, I'm with you. I actually looked it up. Since he became, I think since he became GM in 2011, they're 188 and 288 on record. And here they draft picks: 2011, Kemba Walker, Tobias Harris, Jeremy Tyler. In 2012, Kid Gilchrist, Jeff Taylor. 2013, Cody Zeller. 2014, Noah Vonleh, Shabazz Napier, Dwight Powell. 2015, Frank Kaminsky. 2016, Malachi Richardson. And last year, Malik Monk and Frank Jackson.
And even then, some of the people you named are all people who never played a game in a Charlotte uniform. And those are all the people who kind of would matter.
And Kemba and Tobias, the only one doing work, and Tobias not even on the team anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And Malachi Richardson never played. Like, he got traded on draft day.
Exactly.
He was,
and he got traded again.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, he got to go, man. Like,
it is what it is. Former NFL GM Bill Poland said Lamar Jackson should switch to wide receiver. Thoughts?
Somebody need to switch his mic off.
Oh, there you go.
We need a quarterback. He can come to Arizona.
Nah, we don't need that.
Yeah, he can come to Arizona. That'll work.
Come to Denver, baby.
No, he
I
come to Arizona. I appreciate it.
I don't need that in my life. Stay out of Arizona. But nah, man, like, I respect Bill Polian and his mind and everything that he's done, but, like, the game's passed you by. So I don't really want to hear anything you have to say at all in life anymore. You say the same stuff about every black quarterback every year. So I understand some of us might look alike. Literally that many people's filming the same. I just can't take it. You told us that Deshaun Watson couldn't play. I don't know, like
so we shouldn't listen to anything else that he says. Then
like you keep telling us people can't read defenses, can't write, and all the people with the Lamar Jackson with the reading defenses thing, like y'all are killing me. Bobby Petrino has one of the most complex college offenses, which is people's defense for some of the Caucasian counterparts that have way lesser talent that have played in their system. So a black kid plays in the system, wins the Heisman, shows out, and all of a sudden the offense is easy. I gotta stop it. Like, just stop. It's year after year with this nonsense.
Yeah.
She got to say her quarterback.
Yeah,
my quarterback is
good.
wonderful.
Yeah, she good.
My quarterback and my backup. Thank you.
See?
Don't worry about it.
No, he's not. He's still got a year left.
Next
Thank
week,
you.
get traded.
You want any foes over there?
Somebody.
Can't have
We
him.
ain't got no quarterback. Literally.
You right.
Wow,
Yeah,
man.
don't.
You really don't.
The NCAA denied Louisville's appeal earlier today, and the Cardinals will have to vacate every win from 2011 to 2015, the 2012 Final Four, and the 2013 National Championship. What are your thoughts on that?
It sucks to be them. I mean, I'm not surprised because of how big the scandal was, but it sucks to be them because that's a lot of games from 2011 to 2015. That's like people's entire career in college, and to go from having however many wins you had at that point to having none, that's a that's a lot, especially if for those players that weren't involved in it, but guilty by association, unfortunately. But it sucks for them, but I'm not surprised at all because they're trying to crack down on stuff like that. That's why they had the whole investigation in the first place. Hopefully, this will be a telltale for people going forward in the collegiate world not to do things like this or try to get away with stuff like that. But, people still going to do it, but it just sucks to be them.
Nobody else want to chime in at all? Nah.
That's all I can say.
They were like low-key running a brothel at Louisville.
I'm
So,
telling
like,
you.
I feel like they didn't do enough. Like, you got SMU. SMU didn't even do that. They got their program taken away. That's where I'm at. Get rid of it all. Like, everything Patino built, that's what happened under your watch. Get rid of it all.
What if it happened at UConn? Get rid of it.
Then if you did it, you deserved it. If you did it, you did it. Like, I mean, I still got the women's team. I'm gonna be okay. Like, if the men's did it, then you gotta, hey, punish them. It's what it is.
Last question. Ex-NFL player Ray Caruth is set to be released from jail in October. He wrote a 15-page letter apologizing for a plot to kill his girlfriend and wants custody of his son. That survived. Yeah.
He gotta stop. First of all, how are you asking for custody of an 18-year-old? He's 18. Let's go ahead and say I mean, I understand his situation because he's not, all there, of course. But come on, man. Like, it's nice to, apologize. It's nice to, admit your wrongdoing. But to come out and say that you want custody over this child who you didn't even want to be here, to the point that you tried, I mean, you didn't try, but you killed his mother. Like, I don't see how he thinks that's cool. I mean, I guess being in, people go to jail, they find God. He's been in there for a while, so maybe that's his logic behind it. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm pretty sure the boy's guardian is his grandmother, which is his mother's mother. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure, because I've heard she's encouraged them to have some type of relationship. But I'm pretty sure she not rocking like that.
Yeah, she said no.
Yeah, she not. This you gotta remember, this is a black grandmother. She ain't rocking like that.
You guys, copy anything?
That's just a crazy.
No, I don't blame the grandmother. I don't blame the grandmother, but I think it's a little off.
Yeah.
For him to say he wants custody. Like you say, I understand he has physical challenges and, mental challenges, but no. No. You didn't want me, so why do you want me now? And it's probably because that paycheck is coming to me, so I can still continue to get, so that paycheck definitely be coming back to you now. No, you don't get that. You can step on the porch and say hi.
I'm saying we can have visits that are scheduled.
Right.
No.
Exactly, because it's like, come on, man.
A little all crazy.
I wish he was able to understand what was actually going on so I could actually hear his view or hear how he feels about the situation, but unfortunately, we'll never know.
That was taken from him, so.
Right.
I'm with Coach. I don't understand how you got the gall to ask that. Like, you try to get
try to write a term paper.
And then turn around and like, oh, by the way, I want you in my life. Like, you try to get them both out of here. Like, I don't know. I do feel old because I remember when he got locked up.
Yeah.
And then I'm old enough to see him get out.
Kings of Comedy around that
Good
time.
gosh, man.
Yeah.
That's back when the parents. Like, I remember when I saw that, like, happen, like, on the news, I was just like, seriously? Somebody really did that? They tried to take it across state lines? Like,
he should just be happy he getting out.
Exactly.
I want to know why he's getting out, honestly. Like,
He served his time.
I'm surprised nobody got him while he was in there.
I'm about to go there too.
No,
that's a very valid point.
question. Like,
Right,
you try
like-
to get your baby mother and your kid out of here, and no one said nothing to you, but, like, peace be with you, hope you get better.
So he went in and he
Man,
found God.
Hey man, you don't know if them Damon brothers in there rolled up on you don't know. That
You
ain't
right.
my business, man.
You right, man. You said that was the last question,
Yeah,
though?
that's the last
Ain't got nothing else. All right, so I had one thing that I know that came across Twitter this weekend. I wanted to address real quick. We're not going to call you out personally just because I feel like that's the type of attention you want. But just from us here as a whole, as a show, we appreciate you watching and locking in the stuff that we say. We don't appreciate you trying to take stuff that we have, quote stories and stuff like that, and flip it around to your horrible agenda. So we appreciate if you don't do that anymore. Just do whatever it is you do, spew in the trash you spew, and we'll do what we do, and everybody will be happy. By the way, get over to findersmag.com. I would take it over my mind on sports, but my site's broken right now, so nobody can get there. Last 3 days I've been messing with it. But Largo, thank you so much for coming through. We appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Good luck in
Thank
states.
you.
Well, good luck in the playoffs and in states. I'm speaking in advance. We'll try to speak it into existence.
Yes,
I love
please
it.
do.
So
Please
that,
do.
like I said, good luck in states.
Thank
with
you.
my initial statement. And we want to thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week, same time, same place. Actually, will we?
Yeah,
I don't want to lie because I think we got games next week.
Nah, I think we good.
All right, good. So
Yeah,
we'll
I
be
think
in
we're good.
next week. The following week we won't.
Yeah, March is crazy.
Yeah, March is gonna hurt. But we see. Thank you guys so much. See y'all next week. Thank you for watching The Focus, and you can catch us on the mailbag on Thursday.